Hello, Phil here from Wings of Pegasus and welcome to another video. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. So if you've watched my channel for any length of time, you'll know that I don't do sponsored videos and I don't put different products in my videos, and it's not through the lack of getting emailed about them, whether it be electric bikes or razors, cinema seats, lots of different things. I always think that it should be about music on the channel, and I'll only ever talk about something or feature something if I genuinely like the product and I think that it can make a huge difference to people watching the channel. So tonight I'm going to be showing you guys the electric guitar version of the Mogabi guitar behind me. And I mean, this guitar was my last sponsored video, which was over a year ago now, but when I played this guitar behind me, I was amazed at not only its sound, but its portability, all the things it could do, which just blew my mind. So when I found out that Mogabi were doing another version that's aimed a little bit more at electric guitar players, as this one's a little bit more aimed at acoustic guitar players, of course I had to get my hands on one, and they've been kind enough to send one to me so that I can show you exactly what it's all about. So for those of you who've seen my first Mogabi video, you'll know what it's all about, but in case you haven't seen that, Mogabi make guitars that sound great and are massively portable, and they are fully self-contained. They have effectively an amplifier in the guitar, so you don't have to carry any equipment around with you, and it's got a rechargeable battery in it which lasts for about 6 hours. So yeah, you can play or busk or do whatever you want to, get down ideas for songs for 6 hours, and it's going to be fully amplified on the guitar that you're playing. And when I talk about the portability of it, the first Mogabi behind me, that's got its own case that you can take on an airplane as hand luggage if you want to, and this guitar is no different. So we've got the case here, and what I love about this case is that it's really nicely padded. Inside the case, the guitar is always really secure because there are Velcro ties, and you can tie those up as tightly as you like, so it isn't going anywhere. And you can also wear it on your back, so it means that you don't have to carry it by your side all the time. So once you've ordered your Mogabi guitar and you open up the case, you'll see that obviously you get the guitar, which includes the body and the rest frames. There's a charger and a plug in there, and that'll be for recharging the battery within the guitar. And you get a USB-C to USB-C data cable, and that's for transferring the files that are on the guitar when you record any song idea, or maybe something that you'll be using as a backing track, or just a solo idea. You can transfer that onto your computer and, take that file wherever you want to take it. So, and you can, import it into your digital audio workstation if you're working on a song, all that kind of stuff. So that's what that cable is used for. You've also got the 3.5mm to 6.35mm adapter, and that's basically like a headphone connector which connects to the guitar, and the other side of that is a female version of a standard jack that you would use on your guitar. You get an Allen key in there, a 4mm hex wrench, you get the manual, of course, you get the warranty certificate, guitar picks, and the bag that you've just opened, of course. And for this video, I'm actually using, and have been using, the Mogabi pick, or at least one of them that comes with the guitar. I also received the Mogabi guitar strap, and you get locking nuts in the pack as well if you want to go crazy with your guitar and throw it around your head. Not that I advise doing that, but if that's something that you're into, then you can do. I'm going to include in this video the locking mechanism to unlock and lock the speaker section from folding out and folding in. It's something that I struggled with on the first Mogabi, to be totally honest. And I mean, first of all, when you receive your guitar, it might be unlocked, so be careful. If you pick up the guitar and it might flip out, and you don't want that to happen, so be careful when you pick the guitar up. But there's a silver disc here, and the smooth side is the side that you want to push in. And if you're playing the guitar, it'll be the side that is effectively facing your lap if you're playing the guitar, facing the ground. So you want to push that in. and it will make the other side pop out. And this is now free to unfold. And then you push the other side back so that now it's back in its starting position and it's now locked in place. So you're good to go. And if you want to, you can play it like this. It might be a little bit awkward, but the speaker's now locked in position, so you can add these side sections if you want to now as well. But just to show you how it works, this will be in the case, as is the other one. And what we do is put it into the side here and just slot it in like that. And now you're ready to rock and roll. Just while we're talking about attaching the sides to the guitar, when you attach them, you want to kind of line it up and slide it into position where it will lock. You'll hear a click and then it'll be solid. But removing them, I've found that probably going with removing the bottom part first is the best idea, because yeah, it can take, well, trying to slide it, I couldn't quite achieve that, but I do have a bad right arm, so it's something that it might be possible. But for me, I found that, you know, actually even removing the bottom part first, it can be. So I'm just applying a bit of pressure there. Oh, you couldn't see that, but I've just now pushed down with this arm in order to detach the bottom part, and you can see that the top part is still attached. But because the bottom part isn't attached now, it's a case of just sliding that down and then it will pop out. So that's my top tip for removing the sides. So immediately you'll start to notice some differences with this particular version, because it is an electric guitar. We've got pickups, you've got your pickup selector switch here, you've got volume and tone. So all the things that you would normally have on your electric guitar, you have on this guitar. Now the amp, effectively, which is what it is, has changed in design a little bit, so it now follows the body of the guitar, therefore giving us a bit more of a rounded sound. The other Mogabi sounds great, and there's obviously just been a slight change in design to get as much tone out of this speaker as humanly possible. So I've just powered up the guitar, and you do that by holding on the power on/off button, and then you're ready to rock and roll, you know. And you'll be able to hear straight away that you're now playing your guitar and you don't have an amplifier, it's coming out of the speaker on the guitar. So this guitar has all of the functionality of the previous Mogabi that I featured, but it does even more. But we'll get into that in this video a little bit later on. But if you don't know how it all works, on this guitar it's got a hard drive in it as well. So if you want to record something, you push in the red button, you'll hear a beep, and then you're ready to go. And then I'm going to stop it. So all of that I just played is now saved on the hard drive. So if I want to listen to it, I go to the select button here, which you can twist, and in the display you'll see what's been recorded, and each recording has a different number. So I can see that this is M05, and then you press in the button to now play whatever's been recorded. And there it is. And if I want to, I'm just jamming along with myself. So that's something that you can do instantly. And, you know, I'm amazed by the sound quality that you get here. And I know that, yeah, because I'm demonstrating here the recording process and playing along, you're only hearing it across this microphone. But the quality of the sound coming out of the speaker is great. I mean, it's such a great tone. And this You know, with the reverb on it, if you want to put reverb on your sound, then you just turn the recording button. And when you turn it, it will give you a different value as to how much reverb's on the sound. And obviously a higher number is more and a lower number is less. Now, for you guys to hear the quality of the sound, I've pressed the record button so that everything I play, I can then upload to my video later on, so you can hear the quality of the tone a little bit better. So there's reverb on that sound as well, but hopefully you can hear the quality. So at the moment I'm on the neck pickup, so it means that it's accentuating the bottom end. Yeah, it just sounds great. If you stick it into the middle, it means that you're now getting a combination of the neck pickup and the bridge pickup. So hopefully you can hear the difference between those two. And now into the bridge pickup just by itself. Just like that. So I'm playing the same notes, so hopefully you can hear that shift in tonality that we get. And I mean, it is a dramatic shift. So even just changing from one pickup to the next, or having a combination of the two, you get so much tonal control. And say, for example, you know, you wanted to be on that neck pickup. If you wanted to make it even more covered as a sound, I've now turned that tone down, which is exactly the same as you'd have on your electric guitar. And of course, if you've got housemates that are trying to sleep and they don't want to hear you playing your guitar, you can just not turn it on and you can hear the clink of the strings, which is, you know, pretty much silent. But on the side of the guitar, where you've got the USB-C connector, you've also got a headphone jack, or earphone as it says on the guitar, and you can plug that in, and it means that you're now playing in relative silence, only with the strings being heard, but you can hear through your headphones the guitar. It's effectively like plugging into the speaker. The speaker then gets bypassed and you can just hear it through your earphones. So you can practice in silence as well if you want to. Like I said, we've got all of the functionality of the previous Mogabi, which means that you've got this mode select button. It just says mode on it. And when you turn that, it means that you can do different things. So I was just on the guitar mode, which means that you can play the guitar, you can hear it, you can record if you want to, then jam along to what you've just played. You've also got the multi-track recording mode, and this allows you to record on top of what you've recorded to effectively layer things up, or you can see it like a looper pedal that you might use for busking, things like that. So you can build up layers if you want to. You've also got Bluetooth mode, and this is for file sharing between the guitar and different devices. If you want to use the speaker on your guitar to just listen to songs on YouTube, then you can do. And finally, you've got mix mode, and mix mode is when you've got the guitar connected to YouTube, for example, via Bluetooth on your computer, and the song's playing out of the guitar, but you want to jam along to it. That's where you have mix mode. So it's the backing track mode and guitar mode working together. Something that I mentioned in the first video was the accessibility, the ease of use, and the intuitive controls. When I recorded something, I didn't know how to delete it, so I just held on the button and then it deleted it. So it works how you expect it to work, even if you haven't read the instructions. So now we're getting to the point where we're going to explore what this guitar does as an electric version that the other guitar doesn't do, that's more of an acoustic version. So first of all, with the different packages that are over on the Kickstarter page, it depends what you go for. But what I got in my package that was sent to me was a little adapter, and this is for connecting, if you want to, your pedals. Like say, for example, you've got a distortion pedal or a delay pedal or a reverb. You can use it with this. It's got a USB-C input here, so you can pair it with that, plug it in. So it means you really can be on the go with your effects, because with this guitar, you might see it's got 2 jack inputs on it. Actually, it's an output and an input. You can come out of your guitar into your pedal, whatever it may be, out of the pedal, back into the guitar. So you're creating a loop, and the guitar will now have the effect that you're using. Now, I don't use pedals, but if you do use pedals, all bases are covered. You can do that. You can get your rig, however you have it, you know, daisy chain your effects pedals together and run it back to the Mogabi, and it'll come out the speaker. So again, just total portability. You know, whatever you want to do, you can do it. So what happens if you don't use pedals like myself and you use an amplifier that has built-in effects? Well, you just plug the guitar in, because it's an electric guitar after all. So that's what I've done. And hopefully you can hear this. And it just sounds like I've attached a quality guitar to the amp, which of course I have done. So of course, if you want to go crazy with it, if you're connected to your amp, you know, it just plays exactly like an electric guitar, obviously. But then again, saying obviously, it's not really obvious, because sometimes electric guitars have a really high action, can be a bit of a pain to play, whereas this, any kind of alternate picking that you want to do and kind of slightly faster stuff, or you know, hammer-ons, pull-offs, you get a really nice sound from this. It's not as if I've connected something that now suffers tone-wise. And what I mean is that the gem next to me, this guitar here, this has humbuckers, which means the pickups are designed for more aggressive sounds and to get more of a signal, to make the most of, you know, distortion pedals, whatever you may be using. But with this, it is still thick. You know, that is just really cutting through. There's loads of sustain on there as well, so you can start to mess around with it and, you know, see what you can do. Tapping, for example, you'll still get a really nice response from the strings. And taking that as an example, that hammer-on, you can hear that clear as day, but I'm not picking it and I'm not hitting the string in order to get that to sound. It's just a hammer-on. So yeah, all the techniques that you'll use on your electric guitar, and pretty much no matter how heavy you play, you'll be able to do that all on this guitar. And just finally to mention that on the previous Mogabi, you could record on it, you could jam over the top of it, but you couldn't do multi-track recording effectively. What you can do on this is you can record, and then you can lay on top of that another recording, then you can lay on top of that another recording. And now if I hold on the record button and the select button at the same time, hold them both down together, that's how you achieve this multi-track recording. And then it'll stop again. So now if I wanted to listen to that all back, of course I'm just kind of putting random stuff together. Say that you're just messing around with melodies for, you know, different instruments or different parts in the arrangement of the song. you can do this. You can add in another part. And the great thing is that it saves a new file for every track that you add. So I've just done 4. So it means that I've now got what I started with. If I just wanted to take that, then I can do. And it's all on the hard drive, so I could just upload it to the computer. So I've got that, you know, muted strumming was the first one. Then I had the chords. Then I had the lead. Then I had whatever I just did, which was the octaves. So I've got 4 things now, which will be recorded as 4 separate files. But you'll also get recording. The 5th file will be all of those together, so you can decide exactly what you want to do with it. If you were going out and you were busking, you could pre-record the backing on this and have it all going, so that rather than having to build up your loop, you can do it in advance, press the play button, and now just play whatever you want to along with what you've already set up. So yeah, I mean, the more you think about it, the more you realize the applications, what you could do with this guitar. And of course, you wouldn't even have to plug it into an amplifier. You can just, you know, use the guitar itself, but you've got the option to plug it into an amplifier if you want to. So yeah, that's the other side of it, that if I were, say for example, going to an open mic night and I needed more volume, I'd connect this to the amplifier and all of my loops that I've set up will play through the amplifier. An important thing to mention here is to remember that if you're connecting the guitar to an amplifier and you're going to play back the tracks that you've recorded, make sure that you're going through a clean channel, because whatever you've got on your amplifier is going to be the sound of what you hear. So if I had distortion going on and then I pressed play on my guitar to play back those tracks that I've just recorded, then it's going to play it all back with distortion, and you don't want that. And by the way, when I went into the octaves, and this is the other thing about it being an electric guitar, with the A that I went up to, the intonation was slightly out, and of course I haven't edited that yet, but it's an electric guitar, so you can use your Allen key, and it's something that I will do. I'll adjust the intonation in order to get it all spot on. So hopefully this video has given you an idea of what this guitar can do and what you can do with this guitar, because there's so many things and there are so many options. I'm going to have a link in the description below to the Kickstarter page for this guitar, but you'll also see the other Mogabi guitar models there as well, so have a look through. But I know that they've worked really hard on the sound and getting a really nice tone from the guitar and really built it up from there, and it's really easy to play, but it sounds great. So for what it is and the amount of things that you can do with it, I mean, it's amazing that they've put this all together and that it's so portable that you can literally take this anywhere, take it on a plane as hand luggage, or if you just want to have a sing-song around a fire, you can just bust this out because it's got a speaker on it. So yeah, it's amazing really, the technology that exists nowadays and what Mogabi have done with it. But thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you have enjoyed it, and if you are interested in getting your hands on one of these or any of the Mogabi guitars, click on the link in the description below to go through to that Kickstarter page. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys at the next one. Rock!